From the center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is the SDM Show with your host, Rob Cairns. The SDM Show focuses on business, life, productivity, digital marketing, WordPress, and more. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Here is Rob.
Hey everybody, Rob Cairns here. And today I have Neeraj Singh with me. And Neeraj and I are going to talk all about Neeto and his product line. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The SDM Show is brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, the digital marketing concierge that helps you put all your marketing pieces together. We are your marketing experts. We are also your WordPress security experts and know how to lock down a website and protect yourself from bad actors. So contact us at Stunning Digital Marketing today. Hey everybody, Rob Cairns here. And today I have my guest, Neeraj from Neeto with me. How are you, Neeraj?
Yeah, I'm good, Rob. How are you?
Doing good. It's funny. You've gotten into what's a bit of a crowded space, if you want to call it that. You have a whole suite of tools. There's other tools out there, but I wanted to kind of ask you, how did you decide to come up with this product and the suite of tools that you came up with? Like, what was kind of the driving force behind it?
Yeah, so at this point of time in the Neeto ecosystem, two of our most popular products are Neeto Cal, which is competing with Calendly, and Neeto Record, which is competing with Loom. And these two came about because I absolutely love both of them. The product we are competing against, the heroes we are competing against.
Yeah.
Calendly is awesome. It helps us in the scheduling meetings and things like that. And Loom also is pretty great. So Calendly is more for my personal need. Rest of my company team members need less of it. But Loom was actually pretty good. I've been running a Big Boundary, the consulting company, for the last 13 years. And for the last 13 years, we have been 100% remote, which means that we have to communicate through some online tools. And rather than doing a lot of communications, we decided to do a lot of asynchronous communication. So we would do a lot of writing on Slack, on GitHub, other things. When Loom came in, I said, in many cases, it's much easier and more enriching to just record the video. It's faster and there's more context is there. I can show the screen, hey, this is not looking good, etc. Yeah, and this was so fast and it's good. And I said, amazing. So I said, well, but this is the whole 100+ person team is remote and everybody wants to use Loom. I started encouraging people. We quickly ran into this issue of limit, and then we need to be on the pro plan. And after that, the cost started going up and increased. I think initially the pricing was $10, then it became $15. Yep. So I said to our team, guys, we are a technology company. We don't need to do everything that Loom is doing. Why don't we do the smallest version of Loom for ourselves? And Unni is one of our senior engineers over here. One weekend, he tried to put something together and it had like a sparkle of things working. And next week we iterated, and that's what turned into Neeto Record in the long run.
So what I'll tell you, having used both and using both competitor products, I've been in the online space off and on, full-time for about 16 years, off and on for probably 35 years. So I was in the online space before the internet even became the internet. So I've been around that long. Remember the days of CompuServe and Delphi and big global systems. I've been around that long. And what I'll tell you is, and it's interesting. So we'll jump into each product, but you mentioned as a Calendly competitor. And as we go to this record, one of the biggest competitors out there, Notion, just dropped their Calendly scheduling tool this week, right? So that space is getting really crowded, to be honest.
Correct. True. And it as it should, because time is one of the most important things. When the moment we come out of this blue collar job or we come into the knowledge world knowledge economy, time is the most precious thing. So
Yes.
I am not so surprised. In fact, I feel like these will be a part and parcel of every CRM tool, every all kinds of systems. They will be helping you manage your time because it's extremely important. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not surprised. In fact, that's why I feel like if you look at the market, currently I'm sitting in Miami. I've been in the US for 20 plus years, but actually I hail from India. And one of the things I said that these productivity gains that one gets out of Calendly and Loom, those productivity gains are not available to a lot of business folks in India just because of
Yeah.
the pricing and the dollar versus Indian rupees, etc. So I think that the market is extremely huge, very big, and it's yeah. Unless you're taking 30, 40, $50 million funding, the market is big enough as long as you can provide some value to the market.
It's true. And frankly, productivity is a big deal for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So I've got a client right now. He runs a jewelry store, and him and his wife are dear friends, and they actually forever are trying to book appraisals, and they do them on the phone. And I went to him 6 months ago and said, you need to go to a scheduling tool. You need to
Yeah.
do it now. You need to tell these people to go to your website and do it. And he said, why would I want to do that? And I said, you can do that without losing the personal touch. And this is where your recording software comes in, right? But what you really want to do is get them to book it, because you don't have time to go back and forth. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I'm so busy that if I don't have a booking software out there, I go insane, because I've got clients after me all day, every day, trying to book meetings with me. It's like, no, I'm not booking unless we're on a call and we say,
Yeah.
we'll meet next week at 9 o'clock. Then I'll do it manually. But
Yeah.
I'm now at the position where here's a link, book your meeting. And when you want to do that, we're better off, right? So productivity is a big deal. Let's jump into the recording stuff, which I absolutely love and adore. I should tell you that.
Thank you.
I'm in the middle of building a course right now, and it's a new podcast course showing my processes and how I do things. And I'm actually using Neeto to
Oh,
do all
awesome.
the screen share records
Oh,
for that course. It is that easy. Um, the other thing I think your tool gives is, if you want to send a message to a client, don't always write an email, send a video. It goes over, especially if you're doing cold outreach, it goes over dramatic. It goes over really well. What do you think about that?
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. We are competing with Loom. That is
Yep.
true. But in a higher sense, and I don't know how to put it, I compete with email, I feel like. And here I'll tell you why
I
a lot
agree.
of times I start writing the email. In the middle of the email, I'll say, it doesn't have the zing. Like I'm not able to express
Yep.
myself much more that expressively. And when I record, it has my voice, it has my intonation. I can share something, and I just record it and I say, "Hey, guys, here." One interesting thing I'll share with you, Rob, is that as part of Neeto, all these products, we get a lot of queries and the customer support. We need to provide customer support. We have almost like in 80% cases, we default to Neeto Record, and the feedback from the other side is amazing. They say, "Oh my God, you recorded a video for me."
Yeah.
One off video, so they are blown away that okay, somebody like customer support team took so much care that they have a video, because making video is still to some extent the people are not exposed to these tools like Loom and Neeto Record is very time consuming process. While in reality for us, rather than typing the whole email and hey, you need to go here and then click text by text, it's much
Mm.
easier that I can show you. Click here, and then within most of the videos are less than 60 seconds. You're done.
Yeah. I'm in that camp. What I typically do with clients is, if a client says to me, I can't figure this out on my website, I'll shoot a 30-second, 45-second video and say, here you go. What I'll usually do is, just because it's easier for them, is I'll upload it to YouTube. and then hide the video and just send them a private link, or Vimeo, and send them a private link and say, here you go. And I got to tell you, clients much rather see a show and tell than an email with a pile of screenshots, because they're not going to read that stuff. I'm telling you, they don't read it. And
Yeah.
the other thing is, for stuff like this, is keep your content short and concise, because we are at a point right now where we all have bandwidth problems. There is more content out there than ever before to consume, to listen to read. And I think show and tell videos need to be at the most a minute or two. They don't have to be much bigger than that, honestly.
Bingo. Absolutely. That's good. Correct. Absolutely. That's, yeah, exactly. That's my view. That the way I say is a Neeto record is your message, your personal message for someone
Yep.
which is with a link. So a lot of, at least in the earlier stages, it's just that I am part of a lot of Slack communities. Initially, I just talk to a lot of people on Slack, and they are used to huddle. So
Yep.
for a while, I was a bit discouraged because my sample size was very unique to Slack friendly people. They say, I just use Huddle. And I said, fine, that's great. But what if the person is not in Slack? And they say, that's not my problem. And I said, maybe that's true. So these are the experiences that I had. In the way I see it is, the Neeto record is your message for a person which has a URL, which means that anywhere any platform, anywhere, it will just work.
Yeah.
It's not
And I
exclusive to
agree.
just to Slack or something like that.
And to say that's not my problem, I humbly disagree. If you're a marketer, you need to outreach with the platforms that your potential customers and current customers are comfortable with. And I think what a lot of people in the tech game go, and before I got into running a digital agency, I was a tech lead for a major hospital. So I understand that side of it too, is too many tech people get hung up on, I like this tool, so everybody should use this tool. And I don't think that's the right approach. I think the right approach is giving the people, getting your messages the right tool that works for them. And I think
Correct.
that's more important, honestly.
And absolutely, you need to meet where they are. If
Yeah.
you are in the product business, you need to provide a value to them without too many hoops they need to jump through, or they will switch to something else. Another thing about the email, which has evolved over the period of time, is that because of spam and things like that, and the privacy
Mhm.
tracker, a lot of people are turning system by default is not letting you know if somebody has seen the email or not email and things like that. But with the
Correct.
video, at least so far, we are working on some of this feature analytics and things like that. And those are important things. You want to know, especially you're a marketer, how many people are watching the video. Another feature that's coming up in a week or two is that maybe you decide what your threshold is, or what's your cutoff point is. If somebody has watched 45 seconds and it's, let's say, a pitch is of 2 minutes, or maybe after 15 seconds, you can have a call to action. Please enter your email to continue watching or something like that. If
Oh,
somebody wants to use it.
I like that feature. Do you have any plans to take your platform and say be able to upload from your platform directly to say YouTube or Vimeo or anything like that, instead of what I have to do now, where I download the video and then I have to upload it manually, kind of deal?
Correct. We will do that. But it's just that maybe I don't know if in this quarter we will be able to handle it, maybe in Q3. This quarter, we are trying to make our own platform or our own product, Neeto Record, more stable with a few more features like call to action. And yeah, sometimes you want your pictures to be bigger in square, a few more features.
Yep.
But once that is the core thing is done, then we want, okay, you want to, for a reason, you want the video to be on YouTube platform and not necessarily just on Neeto Records, and that's
Yep.
fine.
Now, what I'll also tell you is we come back to this short form content thing again. I have to come back here. And you just said Square. That's really important, especially for recording the video, say for Instagram, because Instagram requires Square. And my partner in life, Chiz, is always on Instagram. And we were talking about this the other day. And I actually did an experiment this morning. She's at work. And I sent her, I'm at work, but I'm at home, right? So, and I sent her a link with the Neeto Record, a good morning video. And she sent me back a text saying, Rob, that's so cool. how did you do that? And I said, I'll show you on the weekend. It's easy. So, and
That's
she
something.
is not, she's an office admin and a receptionist. And I mean, she's pretty computer versed, but she's not what I call was super techie, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And I don't
Yeah.
mean that as an insult. She's
It's so
very good
true.
at her job. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's true.
And she
Yeah.
said she found that so cool. And she was showing it to one of her colleagues in the office this morning. She works for a major insurance broker in the Toronto area, and she was saying, raving about how neat this was. So just
Oh, that's so
pass it
awesome.
on to,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, that's
What
pretty
else is on the
good.
road? What else is on the roadmap for both products? Let's I know we're kind of jumping around, but on the
Yeah.
scheduling product I've played with a little bit. What's on the roadmap there? Is there any plan to increase things like group scheduling and stuff like
Group
that? Or
scheduling dropped just yesterday. So now it's that feature
okay,
is
good job.
live. So group scheduling is live. Along with the group scheduling, yesterday we also released package deal, which means that let's say you're a yoga teacher and your each yoga session is for $100. So you can now sell six of them together for $500 rather than
Okay.
$600, something like that. So
Have you
package deal.
so let's go with the yoga, and I don't want to cut you off because this is fascinating. And I think again of my partner, she does yoga. So great
Oh, nice.
discussion here.
Oh,
How
that's
did
nice.
you walk into that one? And so I've got a yoga teacher. She's got six packages at $100, and she only allows 20 people in a class.
Yeah.
Have you embedded that facility yet where
Yeah,
20
20
people
people in
can
the class.
book in?
That's what the group meeting is, that you can set the limit 20, how many, what's the size is, capacity 20, and you set the price and then people will pay. So that's group booking. Up till 20 people will be allowed. After that, that particular slot, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., that will be disabled.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So you don't have
Yeah.
to go to one of these specific yoga type booking systems or something like that. This will take care of it all. So
Yeah. Okay.
the group scheduling and the payment side, what do you interface with? Just for listeners.
So group payment is integrated with the payment scheduling. Scheduling payment system is already integrated. So every
Okay.
person has to pay exact same price. So yeah, that
Yeah.
that has already been there for a while.
But would you use as payment? Is the back end like Stripe, PayPal?
Yeah,
What
Stripe at this
payments?
point in time, we are working on PayPal this quarter, so PayPal should be up and running hopefully by the end of the quarter. But Stripe is working, and for people in India, we have integration with the Razorpay and UPI.
Yep.
So these three
Yeah.
platforms we are live with. We are working on PayPal.
Yeah, that's always the issue with other countries, right? Not everybody takes Stripe or PayPal, depending on where in the world you are. I know, like, I use Stripe very often, but I also know I like Square being in North
Yeah.
America.
Right. Right.
So that works really well as well. So the biggest problem is trying to find, and some of these other countries, India's like that, Africa's certainly like that, parts of Europe are like that. It's
Yeah.
choose your poison, right? On that one.
True, true, true. Yeah.
Um, in terms of Neeto, the record software, what's on the roadmap down the road for Neeto at this point?
Yeah. So right now, there's more of the topmost the thing that we are working on right now is call to action. So there will be two types of call to action. One is that in the middle of the video, anytime you can put in, um, please put in your email to continue. And the other one will
Yep.
be at the end of the video, you can have some short form or sort of not the link to the form, just the form over there so that you can collect some more information, name, email, and just one or two quick questions. Besides that, analytics, people really want to know what was the drop off when people like it. One feature that absolutely the number one demand right now is ability to comment. But in order to comment, you need to be able to log into the system, but not as a team member, but as a what we call as a consumer. So consumer login work will start in a week or so, so that you can comment on it, give thumbs up, and things like that. Uh, Another one will be like you can make a picture square and make it bigger. Like in certain presentations or educational thing, it's much better that well you have a few bullet points and your picture is not some small tiny thing here on the side. You want to be on the present, so you can move yourself around and a little bit more thing. And that's about it. That's one of the things about Neeto Record. I feel like it's I don't want to unnecessarily complicate things. I mean, we
I
do
agree.
get a lot of features, but I need to be choosy. I mean, we cannot satisfy literally everyone.
Yeah. Are most people using the Chrome extension or the desktop app?
I think more people are using Chrome extension.
Yeah. I would tell you that's the way I go probably 95% of the time. It's just easy. It makes it
Yeah,
cross-platform, so that's the beauty of that, right?
true, true.
You can do it on a Mac, you can do it on Windows, you can do it on a Linux box if you have the Chrome extension. That's easy.
Yeah, true,
So
true.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I think that's just the way to go. Um, and I think so. Let's talk pricing, just for people who don't know. Let's kind of distinguish between the free plan and the pro plan. What's the differences and what's the pricing?
Yeah, so let's start with Neeto Cal. In the Neeto Cal, we have taken this unique approach where, first of all, there in the whole Neeto ecosystem, there are no tiering. No tiering meaning that no, the basic plan, a
Yep.
starter plan, pro plan, enterprise plan, all those things. No, at least so far today, and most likely it will continue that way. But I am also old enough to say never. So things
Yeah.
change. But today, if you go to NitoCal, the unique thing over there is literally everything is free as long as you display made with NitoCal. So even the group booking, all the features that are present today and all the features that will come tomorrow, they are available in the free plan as long as you display. That's what the free means. There's no limitations, nothing. The pro plan in NitoCal gets you one thing and one thing only. You remove the Nito branding. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
So this is great for the people who want all these features and they are okay. I mean, okay, Nito is being displayed.
Yep.
And it's not, I mean, I feel like it's not too intrusive, but yeah, I will let people make the call on that. So that's about Neeto Cal pricing. Neeto Record, we allow 200 videos each month in the free plan. 200 videos each month, 200 new videos. It's not
Yeah.
accumulated. It's 200 each month, and each video can be up to 15 minutes. So if the video is going longer than 15 minutes, then you will be cut off. You will get a warning after 14 minutes, 60 seconds, and it will count down, and then the video will terminate.
Okay. And the free and the pro plan on the recording is unlimited, I take it?
Unlimited videos, and the video limit is 2 hours. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Let's be fair, the average person is probably not going to record a 2 hour video, I would
Yeah, I
think.
mean, 2 hours video, meaning that you're recording 50 videos a week, and 50 videos is okay. That's 40 hours. So literally, you have to be recording a video every hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you planning on jumping into any other products that's the suite, or is that kind of where you're stopping at this point? Or can you say?
No, yeah, we can talk about there are a bunch of other products that we are working on. So we are already
Oh,
live in production with Neeto Form, which is competing with Typeform, Jotform. Then there is Neeto Chat, competing with Neeto Intercom, Neeto Desk, Zendesk, Freshdesk, Neeto Playdash, which is about the test reporting tool, Neeto Invoice for our invoicing. Yeah, so these are the things that we are live with. In a quarter, we will be live with Neeto Planner, which is Asana alternative, competing with Asana, more closely aligned with Asana. Neeto CRM, there are so many CRMs out there, so I don't know what, but it's a generic one, something like Pipedrive or HubSpot and things like that. But CRM will take a little bit more time. Yeah. Oh, Neeto Wireframe. In order to build all these wireframes for all these products, we were using Balsamic. We really like it.
yeah.
And you see the pattern, we like it. So, well, we say that, okay, we can build something of our own, which is much more affordable. So, yeah, we will be releasing Neeto Wireframe. And besides that, in order to keep our cost low, we decided to build our own Heroku so that we can deploy the applications as per our requirements and keep the cost low. So there is need to deploy, which will take a little bit more time to be available to public, but we have been using need to deploy for almost 6 months, 9 months now. Yeah. But whatever we are using, it is also being made available to people, other people.
I have to tell you, in terms of CRMs, the biggest complaint I have with CRMs, so I think right away the two that come to mind, three is Salesforce, HubSpot, and Zoho, right off the top.
Yeah.
And Zoho, I believe, is Indian based as well, if my memory serves me correctly. But the point I was going to make is they're all so damn complicated. I use the CRM. At this point, I'm a HubSpot user, and I just shake my head and say, I don't use like 70% of this junk because I want something streamlined. So I think that's really important there. And then the other one that interests me, and I haven't looked at yet, but I need to look at, is the invoicing product. Like I just need an easy way, and it's just complicated. So
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to say too many bad things about the complication. The reason is that when the
yeah,
product
I
is
get that.
mature, 10 years long, then that means that you have variety of customers. The
Yeah.
question is that can we achieve, like in that, when it comes to that, I appreciate how, say, Google Workspace works or a Stripe. See, if you're starting a company, I think, in my view, a startup of 2% or 3%, they also use a Stripe, and Lyft and Uber, they are also using Stripe. So
Yeah, of
somehow
course.
Stripe has balance where they are catering to a wider spectrum, which is a very, very hard thing to do. Usually, when you take more enterprise customers, what happens is that the system becomes too complicated for beginners, for
Yeah,
SMBs. And
yeah,
and that's the balance. So let's see. I mean, if first of all, I would be happy if we are at a point where we are able to get some bigger customers, and that is where the tension will be there from the product design perspective, how well we can balance these things.
there's big Fortune 500s have different requirements, having worked
Correct.
with enough of them, than an entrepreneur or a 3-person shop or a 10-person agency. And we have to recognize there's spots in the market for each one of these, really.
Correct.
And that's why there's 10 products out there, because
Yeah.
not everybody likes the same look and feel, right? That's
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
reality of it all.
That's-
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're building some features for enterprise, that complexity will seep into other parts of the application. So it is an extremely hard task to balance both, but we'll see. Let's see.
Yeah, we will. I want to, first of all, thank you for launching some really great products in the industry. They're easy to use. I would encourage anybody that's looking at any products to go take a look. I found them easy. I think I first came across your product in a tweet by somebody. That's where I first saw it a couple months, about 3 or 4 months ago. And I said, oh, this looks really, and it wasn't out of your account. It was out of somebody else's account. And so, word of mouth is the best marketing out there. We all know that, right? Recommendations. And I think you've done a really good job. They're pretty solid. Having used the record product a lot, I don't run into a lot of problems with it. So that's really good. So kudos to you guys and your team for doing what you're doing. If somebody wants to find out more about the products, where's the best place to go?
Yeah, the best place to go is Neeto.com, since Neeto is not a dictionary word. So I will spell it out, Neetoo, Neeto.com. And there you'll find a lot of products. You choose the product whichever works for you and give it a try. Since you mentioned marketing, I would like to say one line that one of the stands that we have taken over here is not to spend a lot of money. In fact, right now we are not spending any money on marketing. We don't have any staff member. We are not doing Google ad. So what we are doing is that we, rather than spending money on Google ad, whatever money we would have spent, we are taking that money and reducing the price, so that our existing customers, they get to see more of Neeto at a lower price, and we spin out more products which will help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the differentiating ways by which we are operating a bit differently than other startups.
Yeah. Thanks, Neeraj, for joining me and talking about Neeto. And I encourage anybody to check out the products. They're really great and solid and well worth adding to your toolkit. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Rob. Nice talking to you. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, your digital marketing concierge to help the business owner put all his pieces together, whether it's email marketing, WordPress security, WordPress design and development, PPC, and more. Text Stunning Digital Marketing for all your digital marketing needs today. A very special thank you to Neeraj for joining me on this edition of the SDM Show. The SDM Show is dedicated to my late father, Bruce Cairns. Dad, I miss you very much every day. My mother, Ann Cairns, who's still doing really well and is an inspiration. And of course, Tiz Maroney. And Tiz, I know I've said it, but thank you so much for all the inspiration you give me every day.